G'day guys, we finally have the index for World Eaters in our hands, so let's have a look at what these blood-soaked maniacs can do in 10th edition Warhammer 40k.
Look for the Blood God.
Alright, let's talk about Jakhals now. Now these guys are one of my favorite new additions to the World Eaters force. Previously, they were a little bit expensive for what they did. However, in 10th edition, they've got some really interesting abilities that, in my opinion, make them almost a must-take. And one particular build, you're going to want to max them out and take as many as you can. So, the first thing they have is sticky objectives. So basically, in your command phase, if you're on an objective, that objective remains under your control until your opponent takes it. So that means that you can start a unit of Jakhals on your backfield objective, and in your first command phase, you go, cool, that objective marker is sticky, that is now controlled by me until I say otherwise, and now those Jakhals are free to run off and do whatever they want to do. And it also means that if your opponent goes, cool, I'm going to shoot you with barrage and kill out those Jakhals, it doesn't matter. You hold that objective until they come and take it from you, which is going to be a real critical thing in certain matchups like against Tau and Imperial Guard, where they're going to be hitting you with a ton of barrage. Your Jakhals are not going to survive very long. However, if you can get them onto an objective marker, they're going to stick it, and it's going to be yours for the remainder of the game, which is really cool. The other thing that they have is the ability to allow you to re-roll your Blessings of Khorne dice if they're on an objective marker in that command phase, which means you're going to want to deploy them on an objective, so when you make that first turn roll, you're going to be able to not only sticky that objective, but re-roll your Blessings of Khorne rolls. And then you're going to want to move on to another objective, and if you remain in that objective in the next command phase, you'll now sticky that one and get another reroll on your Blessings of Khorne roll. So they provide two really interesting buffs, and it's all around being on objectives and objective control. So I think these guys are going to be running around doing that, whilst the rest of your army, your Khorne Berserkers, your 8-bound Angron, they're going to be running in and focusing on doing damage to your opponent. The Jakhals are there to clean up, they're there to pick up all the skulls, they're there to, draw Khorne symbols in blood on everything that they see. They're there to paint the town red, whilst the Berserkers and Angron, they're there to just lop heads off. They don't want to take the time to go and collect the skulls. They don't want to take time to go and collect the blood. That's what the Jakhals get paid for, and they do an exceptionally good job. Now, there's one in particular build that I think is going to be really powerful, and is where I'm going to be looking into taking World Eaters, at least in my first games, and that is with max Jakhals. You want 120 of them, you want 6 units of 20 because they are battle lines, so you can take 6 units of them. And then you take 2 Demon Princes without wings. Now I covered this earlier in the Demon Prince video. However, what this allows you to do is effectively get an army-wide 4-up invulnerable save on 120 models, which means that your opponent is going to have to put 240 wounds through to kill you, which is a ton of wounds. But it gets even better. These guys have an inbuilt 6-up Feel No Pain that with Blessings of Khorne rolls, you can turn into a 5-up Feel No Pain, which now means you're going to have to put an additional 3rd through. So I don't know the maths on that, but it's really high. And basically this is going to make a really tough horde of just crazy Jakhals, and they're going to be controlling objectives. They're going to be giving you all of the abilities to re-roll those Blessings of Khorne rolls. They're going to be stickying objectives, so it doesn't matter if they die. They're going to be really interesting. They're going to be hard to kill. They're not going to do any damage to your opponent, don't get any mistakes there, but they are going to be controlling the board. And then basically what you're going to do is you're probably going to have Angron in there, and because they're giving you the ability to re-roll those Blessings of Khorne rolls, Angron's just going to keep coming back every time he dies. You're going to be able to send him to do the damage. He's going to be the dedicated guy going in and killing things whilst they control the board. And then with whatever points you have left over, you're going to be doing various bits and pieces as well. So I think that's going to be a really interesting army straight out the gate, and I look forward to getting stuck into it. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the Jakhals are good, or do you think I'm crazy to think that I could put 120 of them in a list and compete against some of the top armies out there? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Long for the Blood God.
The Warhammer community suffers from some of the most prohibitively expensive essentials in the world, especially Australian content creators. Every single day, Dean wants to create content, but he can't. Suffering from old, worn-out brushes, expensive model kits, and costly software and equipment he can't endure much longer. Just look at this dirty paint water. Would you drink this? Would you let your child? Even a small monthly donation can help provide Dean with clean paint water, basic tools for survival, and access to life-saving information and education. So please, follow the links in the description below and find out how you can sponsor Dean today and end the suffering. Suffering that is cruel, unsustainable, and your fault.